Hello everyone, good afternoon. It's just me today because Lol is in London visiting his mum, and I've come back a bit earlier to get on with all the things that need to be done here, and of course because of the animals. So I'm just having a look around the garden and noticing all the changes that have taken place even in the short space of 4 or 5 days that I was away. And I noticed that the apple trees, their blossom is finishing, but the hawthorn is coming along. More of the hawthorn is coming into flower. There's another one there, and there's another one just up there on the perimeter. But there's lots more hawthorn around the property, and most of it is either in flower or coming into flower. So lots of heart medicine there. Lots of wonderful medicine for the heart on every level, you know, physical and metaphysical. And roses are about to burst open. The Rosa rugosa has blossomed. You can just see over there the pink, beautiful pink fragrant flowers. They're extremely fragrant. And there's some white ones as well. And so many little beautiful forget-me-nots are growing there as well. Just looks lovely. I think when you go away from home and you come back, you're looking at everything with fresh eyes, and what you may have taken for granted passing every day as you're walking around, you suddenly see it afresh and you think, wow, here's my first little veg bed I did this year. So the peas and beans are growing, and the salad greens are not too bad. A couple of nibbles on the pak choy, but that always happens. So, more beautiful hawthorn down there. And here are the two little beds I prepared before I left, and they're looking okay. Everything seems to be doing well, apart from the Swedes here. Looks as though something jumped on the bed, but maybe they'll all survive anyway. So the most noticeable thing, apart from all the roses that have come out, and apart from the wonderful fragrance in the air, is the potatoes. They've really shot up, and today I've just mauled up one bed. I'm about to maul the other bed. So I'll bring you over and you can see. Oh, there's a bird. Now this bed has the onions in, or some of them. So that is okay. That's doing well. After a little bit of rain, those onions just really shot up and they look lovely and juicy and fresh. So there's the two potato beds. So I've done the far one already. I've mauled it up. And I'm going to do this bed now, because you can see just how tall the stems are. Look how much they've grown up, because they were just flat against the ground a week ago. And I notice as well in here that there are gazillions of poppies, and the same with the other potato bed as well. So I did have poppies in the garden last year, and they've self-seeded. Or it could have been poppy seeds got into the compost, I don't know. But nevertheless, there's gazillions of poppies. So it'll be really interesting to see these potato beds as they get taller again, because the poppies will be growing up through the mauling and be so colourful. It'll be lovely to see. And then I'm just looking at this buddleia over here. At the end of last year, I just stuck a twig in there, and I thought, oh, I'll leave it there until I think of where I'm going to put it. And look at it now, it's huge, and it's starting to cast a shade over the bed. So I will have to think about finding another home for it, I think. Although I feel like I don't want to do it any harm by moving it, but I'll have to do something. Just to see so much growth in such a short time. Probably wouldn't have noticed it so much if I was here. It's only when you go away and you come back that you see what's been happening. So it's the same down here. In my current bush beds, there's a lot of horsetail coming up and a few potatoes. And here in the raspberry bed, gazillions more poppies and potatoes and coltsfoot and horsetail. So this bed will have to have a good weeding later this afternoon. And this one as well. But everything's okay, everything's coming up lovely. So I can't complain. It's lovely to come home. You know, I do like to visit Lol's family in London. They live in a lovely little part of London. It's got a lovely village atmosphere, but it's still very busy and noisy. And it's such a relief to be back here amongst the peace, the fragrances, the sweet smell of the earth, and all the birds are going mad today. They're all singing away. And we did have a little robin here a second ago, but he's flitted off again. So I'm delighted that we are getting more birds in the garden. We've got some pigeons now, wherever they came from. And it's good to know that there's a habitat here for them. Lol's mum was telling me that in her garden, which is a lovely garden, I must say, and we would spend hours watching birds. But recently, unfortunately, there have been fewer birds, and his mum thinks it's because people are spraying in their gardens. You know, if you're spraying to kill pests, the birds will come along and eat the pests, and then they're going to get sick too. So there's always a knock-on effect. You know, it's not just getting rid of a pest or a plant you don't want. It's a domino effect. And of course, a lot of people, you're not allowed to park on the street, so they have to hard pave their front gardens. So there's less habitat and a smaller food supply, I suppose. Look, there's more hawthorn. So Jazz and Brock have just had a little play. Hello, darling. And I think we're going to go and get our lunch now. Then I have to finish I'll do the spuds first and then I'll get my lunch. So I hope you're all having a lovely weekend and enjoying as much of nature as you can. I'm so relieved to be back at home. And I will see you next week. Have a wonderful end to the weekend. Oh, he's gone. I'm not as clever as Lol. So have a wonderful end of the weekend and see you next week. Bye. Bye-bye.